Fire rocks a major tour company. The nation's leader opens an all-Bahamian investment on Tano Beach. And a local beauty queen gets a new crown.
The Bahamss Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamss Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, quick action by local firefighters may have averted major devastation. Fire erupting at a leading tour company on Queens Highway last night. The raging inferno destroying several buses in its path. Thanks to the help from one of the companies in the industrial park, firefighters were able to bring the blaze under control. Sabrina Brown has details.
Shortly before 8 p.m. on Sunday, fire officials received reports of a vehicle fire at H. Forbes Charter Services on Queens Highway.
Units responded and we met multiple vehicles on fire, including buses and light buses, from the double-decker bus to light private vehicles.
Officer in charge of the local fire branch, Superintendent Ernest Hanna, says although officers responded quickly, the situation was challenging.
The close proximity that they were parked to each other posed a problem, exacerbated by the high winds also. It caused a problem initially for us, but I believe we minimized the damage. We had no reliable water supply in close proximity to this facility, and that posed a problem. So we trucked water in, and that was a challenge also.
A team from Buckeye Bahammas Hub was also called in to assist. Safety Program Specialist Tyrone Thomas.
We responded with a team here, but we weren't able to use our fire truck because our fire trucks at work, they are pumpers, so we need water in order to assist. And we got here and there was no water available for us.
Thomas commended Superintendent Hanna and his team for working feverishly to bring the fire under control.
They had many challenges, but I think they worked very well with what they had. And it's important now that we really look at these hydrants throughout Grand Bahama, because it's really a problem. And you see next door we have this Freeport gas company, and had we had this fire spread next door, there's no hydrants in this immediate area.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
H. Forbes Charter yesterday. Several hours earlier, police were called to investigate a freak accident involving an H. Forbes Charter Services tour bus. The incident occurred around 4 p.m. on the Mall Drive near the International Bazaar. The driver of the bus reportedly lost control and crashed into the Amnesia building. The driver was taken to hospital. We understand that another employee of the company was on board that bus. However, there were no tourists on board at the time of the accident. You can call it a double whammy for the H. Forbes Charter Company yesterday. The two unfortunate incidents have left company officials in reevaluation mode. But while shocked by the two incidents, the proprietor of the company says they're still counting their blessings. Italia Hall is standing by with the latest.
Well, Megan, we spoke with the owner of H. Forbes Charter, Hadley Forbes, about the tragic turn of events. Now, H. Forbes Charter is the largest ground transportation provider here in Grand Bahama. And while some may see the loss as a potential setback, he says he's not discouraged or disappointed by what took place.
Pictures of both incidents went viral. It all began with a bus crashing into Club Amnesia, and then the raging fire that destroyed several vehicles at the H. Forbes Charter's property, sending the rumor mill into high gear. But owner of H. Forbes Charter says the two incidents are separate, unfortunate events, and foul play is not suspected. Our ZNS News team visited the H. Forbes Charter headquarters on Monday afternoon, where we met Bishop Godfrey Williams and other church members lending moral support. Forbes telling ZNS News that as it relates to the incident where the driver crashed into Club Amnesia, it was later determined that the driver suffered a stroke.
He lost completely feelings in his legs, and that's what happened there. There were no passengers on the bus, just him and the stewardess, and that's what took place there. He is presently in the hospital recuperating. The stewardess, she takes care of all of the passengers, and she also got minor injury. Yes, she's also resting comfortable at this time.
Forbes said he received a phone call around 6:30 to say that a fire had erupted in the yard of his business establishment located right here on Queens Highway. He says that fire destroyed a total of 6 buses.
One of the bus developed some problems in the wheel, and the brakes was binding, and the driver perhaps did not know at the time. And after he left, the wheel caught on fire, and through the wheel catching on fire, the fire spread to another bus which was parked not far from it, and it just ignite the whole scene.
He says no damage was done to the building and the buses are insured.
I already spoken to the factory since morning. They would be making them right back again. I would never be discouraged. I was born and raised poor, and only could be God put me to where I am. And all I want to do is to give him the glory.
Now, despite the tragic loss, the owner says they are moving forward and he hopes to replace the buses in short order. In the news center for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall. Back to you in the studio, Megan.
Thanks, Natalia. Well, in other news, after many months of planning and construction, Grand Baham's newest touristic development was officially opened this weekend. The all-Bahamian investment is being hailed as a fine example of citizens taking ownership of the local economy. The nation's leader among those commending the Bahamian owners. Sabrina Brown was there.
As the government works to restore Grand Baham's economy, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis says a major focus is on small business development. He says his administration is taking steps to help small business owners, and he's calling on the Grand Bahama Port Authority to do the same.
Just recently, I've announced that all first-time businesses will be exempted from business license fees. I have also announced that all businesses with a gross of less than $100,000 be exempted from business license fees. And I know that the port loves Bahamians just as much. I am certain that the port will match the government. And just as I said to my Minister of Finance the other day, I'm going to say to the port, don't make me out to be a liar.
The Prime Minister's remarks came during the official opening of the $1.4 million Pirates Cove zip line and water park. Prime Minister Minnis applauding the Bahamian shareholders, noting that this development is a major accomplishment for Grand Bahama.
It strongly suggests that investor confidence is improving. In addition, it was achieved by Bahamians, which again proves that Bahamians are more than capable of owning our economy. My government seeks to encourage more of these Bahamian business ventures, particularly in Grand Bahama.
30 Bahamians are employed at Pirates Cove, and many others are taking advantage of opportunities as a result of this investment, decreasing the unemployment numbers on the island.
The results of the recent labor force survey of the Department of Statistics for Grand Bahama for May 2017 to November 2017 does indicate some progress. We saw in Grand Bahama a slight decrease in unemployment rate from 12.4% to 12.1%. There are still too many unemployed, but the rate is trending in the right direction. The number of persons employed in May 2017 in Grand Bahama was 26,160, and that number increased to 27,240 in November 2017.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Shareholder at Pirates Cove, Albert Hepburn, says he's proud to be a part of this great vision.
Bahamss Zip is far beyond just a theme attraction. This represents everything we strive to teach our sons and our daughters. The lessons that the only limits you have in your life are the ones that you place on yourself. It reminds the people of the Bahamas, and especially Grand Bahama, of what we can achieve if we come together, pool our resources, and have the courage to create. It shows that everything we need to survive, not only, but thrive and flourish is right here within our borders, within our reach, but most importantly, within ourselves.
Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Travis Robinson, saying Grand Bahama is indeed on a path to positive growth.
Every year we experience some 7 million visitors that come to our shores. They are looking for opportunities. They are looking for things to do. This is just yet another activity that they can be able to indulge in. And that is a great market, ladies and gentlemen, that all of you, that young and old entrepreneurs can tap into to ensure that the local community, whether it's Grand Bahama, whether it's Abaco, Exuma, or throughout the entire length and breadth of our country, the local communities are getting a greater share and stake in the tourism product.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.